Signal is good for me. Lewis, signal good for you?
E.
Pat?
E.
Stave?
Is it? I don't know. I can't see the computer.
You know you had to
E.
you had to say
E.
E.
Yeah, okay, signals are good. Hello and welcome back to the Tundra podcast, where we talk about Tundra stuff with the band Tundra. Yeah, that's how we're gonna do these intros. I decided. Lewis, come
I don't know
closer
where to put my hand.
Come closer to me, not because I want a spoon, but just because I'm not sure if you're in frame or not with the camera. But we have the full band here today, and we're going to be talking about a couple of our singles. First off, we have our drummer Lewis. How's it going, Lewis?
Good.
We also we also have our guitar player Patrick. How's it going, Patrick?
Hello, it's going good.
And our bass player Steven. What's up?
So tired.
No.
I'm fine. I've just been getting over cold.
Yeah, I'm
fine.
also and I'm the screamy guy Morgan, and I'm also doing pretty Gucci gang. So today we're gonna be talking about Undead. We got some stories about our song Undead. If you don't know it, you should go listen to it. But this was the first single that we released for the new record, and so we figured we do episodes of the podcast dedicated to our songs. We should start with the singles. So that's what we're talking about today. If you want to support the show, support the band, first of all, you should pre-order our new record, Eternal. You can go to bandcamp.tundrametalband. It might be the other way around. You can go to our Bandcamp, pre-order the record, and then there's also a cool shirt that you can get if you pre-order it, if you're into that. And then if you want to get our content early, some of our music early, our YouTube stuff early, you can also go to patreon.com/tundrametalband. Some of you have already supported that. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, Lewis is one of them.
Yeah, Lewis. Thanks, Lewis.
Gotta support the cause.
So let's go ahead and get into Undead. So this was actually our first single for the record, and that was a joint effort between kind of all of us, but really it was kind of led by our new record label, which is Rottweiler Records. We signed to them probably a year ago at this point, and it took a while to get
2023.
Yeah, it took so it was over a year ago.
Yeah.
Is that
like June-ish?
really? I didn't realize it had been that long, but it took a while to like do the paperwork and get the record mixed and mastered and figure out who's going to do it and blah, 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 blah. So our announcing of signing to Rottweiler Records was releasing Undead. So what do you guys think about it as our first single for the record? What do you guys think about, like, was that the right pick, do you think? And what are you guys excited about being a label signed band? What I'm throwing it to you guys.
Well, I think it being the first song that we release, I think really it's a good song on setting the tone of kind of what the album is going to be like, of just kind of the general theme of the album and just the overall just heavy sound of it, because you got like some of the creepy elements, you just have some like gnarly guitar stuff, and I think it's just a good like setting of like this is kind of what we're about, at least for Eternal, that like for the album. I think it's a good way to kind of get people interested
like
in
a little Kickstarter.
what it's going to sound like.
I say it's a good appetizer.
Yeah.
That's the word.
It's the
I like
appetizer
for
before
it,
the
yeah.
whole meal comes out.
Yeah, I really like that song. It's honestly probably one of the first songs when I joined the band, one of the first songs I picked up the quickest.
It
To be
was
fair,
easy to learn on guitar.
Yeah, I was going to
That
say,
was
to
the
be fair, it's
easiest
like
one.
maybe our easiest song.
Yeah.
But it's
Um,
fast.
yeah.
And it's
nonsensical.
it's
in a
relatively
way, but
repetitive. Well, it's
good.
very repetitive.
Mhm.
And so when we play that song live, I always feel like I'm going to get a cramp in my
That's happened to
in my
me.
hands, just because like there's no rest. You're just doing, you're going and you're going, and like so like it's simple, but like we're just going and it's fast, and
Got a
but it's,
blast.
but it's fun. It is fun. They everyone seems to like it whenever we play that song. So
I can get behind that. So I think, did you have anything to add to that, Lewis?
It has a good drum fill. I like the
It does have some good drum fills. I was actually weary
Shout out
of
to
it.
Drew, by
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, Drew
I
really
thought he
laid
was
the
about to
foundation.
shout out himself.
No.
Shout out to me.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that probably like one of the songs that you changed the least when you took over drums? Like you did pretty much what
Just
Drew
about.
did. Like, there's a few things.
There are a few
Yeah.
things. I said this in the last podcast, but his parts are just so hard for me, and I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll simplify it the way I can do it, but I wanted to keep the parts that felt like stuck with the song.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know
I don't want
about
to sound like a broken record, so I'm just
so every episode that we talk about a song, you're to be like, yeah. So I had to dumb it down from what Drew played.
pretty much, yeah.
I was actually nervous about this being the first single because I think it's like either the heaviest or second heaviest song on the album. And we are a heavy band. We're like deathcore adjacent, but we have a lot of more melodic stuff. You know, Steven singing on a decent number of songs. We have some songs that are less heavy, more melodic just in general, outside of the clean singing stuff. So I was kind of leaning more towards maybe one of the other songs. The label was very vigilant about being like, nah, you should like come out strong, smack people in the face with the signing. It should be one of the heavier songs that you start with.
I agree with that statement. I understand maybe why you'd want to choose a different song, but yeah, we need to slap everyone in the face with this, like
Right.
coming out. We just boom.
I agree.
So I know Steven knows the origins of the song, but do Patrick and Lewis know the origins of Undead?
Probably not.
Probably
No,
from a
it's
zombie
hilarious.
game or something. I don't know.
So so instrumentally, Steven had an idea years and years and years ago, like before Tundra was a thing, that was like, we should make a funny video making fun of deathcore where all the vocals are just me burping. And I was like, that's hilarious, Steven. So I wrote it, and it was Undead. It was tuned lower though. It was I think I tuned it to like double drop C or something. So however ridiculous
Lower than it already is.
So however ridiculous it sounds now, it was even more ridiculous. And that's where Undead came from. I was like, I am writing this with the intention that Steven's just gonna make a bunch of ridiculous. Steven's got some low into his burps.
Sprite,
Yeah.
pull out a lot of Sprite, and then just get in the recording.
I've always wanted to start a new genre of burp metal.
Yeah, burpcore.
Burpcore. is what it's
Burpcore.
called, Yeah.
Oh, it's already a thing.
But we never made it. We never made the video.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
the idea just kind of sat on my computer for a long time, and then when
We just kept the song instrumentally, but just changed it, Tundra-fied it, made it, gave it actual lyrics rather than just burps.
I still to this day don't know what he says in the song.
that's a great transition to the next thing on my note sheet, which is the lyrics of the song.
I couldn't tell you.
Steven,
I know you say eternal and undead, and that's about it.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you to just guess what you think the song is about, because Steven famously, just because he doesn't listen to as much metal as the rest of us, I feel like he probably just doesn't know many words to many of our songs. So I was just gonna have Steven guess what he thinks the song's about.
I don't know.
It's got to be about zombies, right?
Yeah. So do you guys hate the vocal technique on this song as much as I do? Because I feel like this is the least understandable song on the record
I love
because
it.
of
I can
the vocal
understand it.
style that I do on
I have
it.
no idea what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't even care if I know what you're saying. I just like the sound of it.
I
Yeah.
will say though, because it was recorded 4 years ago, I kind of hate listening to it now because I know I can do it better now. Because
yeah.
when we played Chains on Chains last summer, Josh filmed it and put it on his YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, I'm way better at it now than I was when we recorded the record. I kind of wish I could just do it again now that I'm way better at doing that vocal style. But the problem is I have you don't know what I'm saying is the problem with that vocal style, even though it sounds gnarly and gross and kind of cool. But yeah,
Well,
no idea.
save it for album 2.
Yeah, there you go. I'll bring it back. A lot of the record is using imagery from pop culture horror. So zombies is kind of where it's telling from, but everything is using that as metaphors while talking about something else. So Undead specifically is talking about our rebirth in Christ and our a lot of what life is like after the second coming and stuff like that. So that's what the song is actually about, but it's all using metaphors that make it look like zombies, which is hilarious because that's like one of the fundamentals of Christian theology is the understanding of life after death. And we're like, yeah, that's deep. Yeah, that's like, you have to believe in that and understand that to be a Christian. So like, let's write a song about zombies. And so it's
See, I figured it'd be something like that, but like I just don't know what the lyrics are, so I couldn't tell you what the song's about. I figured since we're a Christian band, like obviously
should
it'd
be
be something
telling, right?
about rebirth,
Undead.
you know, but eternal, you know, afterlife.
Undead.
Undead,
Does that not tell you
da-da-da-da-da.
My favorite line is probably "Once was dead is alive again."
Yeah, which we have a
Undead.
T-shirt that says
Yeah.
that is what
Yeah,
once was
word
dead
up.
is alive again.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But the verse, I think it goes, falling through the ground like insects. And then
it's crawling through the ground
Crawling
like
through the
insects.
ground,
But yeah,
yeah.
you're closer
falling
than
through the
Steven would
ground
have been.
like
That's for sure.
insects.
A lot
Millions
closer.
of people love. Once was dead.
I bet I
was
could
alive
recite him.
again.
Should I? So it's.
Oh. Okay,
I'll do it too. I'll go. So I think it's crawling from the
Just
ground
screams
like
to the mic with no music or anything.
dude. Listening
No.
to metal vocals in isolation is so cringe. Like you watch those like behind the scenes videos of bands like in the recording studio, and there's just their singer in the vocal booth, and I just laugh. It's so goofy. But I'm pretty sure it's crawling from the ground like insects. Oh no. Billions of people who once were ashes, will once was dead, is alive again, eternal.
I don't know.
And then I think it repeats, and then it's this is how the world will end. This is how the darkness descends. Will once was dead, is alive again. And I think it repeats again.
Bars.
You are
I mean,
correct.
so you
Something
don't
like that.
actually
And then the
say
second-
anything about zombies, though.
Yeah, but it's supposed to like represent that.
Sure.
And then the second verse is death surrounds, darkness bounds no one longer. Once was dead, now alive again. This is how the earth will fall to shadow, eternal. So it's very simple and repetitive for you guys instrumentally, and same is true for me lyrically. And that was actually way harder to do than I thought it was going to be. Like every single time I've had to say what the lyrics are, I'm in it. I'm in the song. I'm doing it. But now that it's like, no, what are this? And I feel like I never do it wrong. But now that it's like, okay, do it. Tell me what the words are. I'm like, well, I could scream it for you if you'd like. But do you actually? So we kind of already talked about this, but it's on my note sheet, so I might as well just see if it's anything else that we want a clarification on. Is this our dumbest song?
Instrumentally,
Undead?
no. Insane is.
Ooh, insane.
Insane's pretty dumb.
That was the song that I had like tied for like,
Trying
if
to remember
Undead
that.
is not the heaviest song on the record, it's insane.
And the breakdown for Hostage is also pretty dumb.
What are you talking about? It's awesome.
What, the part where it's just
No,
drums?
it's not.
Whoa, yeah. What are you saying about Lewis? It's the part where it's just drums?
Yeah.
Saying I suck?
No, but it's just.
And there's
And
a synth. There's like a spooky synth.
And then we're just beating up our
Mhm.
poor stuffed sheep here.
So to clarify, you don't actually think it's our dumbest song.
I'd say it's
It's
either Undead or
teetering.
Insane. It's either Undead or Insane.
But we did also talk about how it's like it's so good live.
Yeah.
Like-
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have to talk
So
about
maybe
this.
it is our dumbest song.
Yeah, that's true. It always
'Cause
gets the
it gets-
crowd riled.
Yeah.
up.
Crowd dumb.
The we'll have
dumb
to.
stuff.
You're the
They
only
just
person
turn
who
into
would-
cavemen out there. They're like, "Oh,
They do. Not every show, but we film almost every show we play so that we can watch it back and be like, oh, we should work on this. We should, make this better. But like there are some times where you can actually see the crowd in the video and you're like, oh my God, they really like
Ooga.
Undead. Ooga booga.
what song was it that you were crowd surfing at Chains Unchained? Was it Undead?
I crowd surfed during The Witch.
Oh, it was The Witch. I was wrong.
But there's a hilarious video. If I still have it saved, I'll have it pop up on screen while I'm talking about it. But from Chains Unchained, there was a fan who was recording us, and right when the song
Oh,
kicks
yeah, that
in,
was
it's
awesome.
like gets thrown
Yeah.
around in the
Oh,
mosh
yeah.
pit.
That's
It's a
pretty
really
funny.
funny video. I
wish
watched
as
it
a
like 20
drummer-
times.
I wish I could jump from the stage as a drummer.
Oh yeah.
That would just be really awkward.
The song would be a
No
lot worse without
drums.
drums.
You just see the
I
drummer
couldn't
go.
do it during breaks either because that's when the energy's not really there.
You know
Just
what we
imagine I
should
do that. I
We
just
should
jump
get little
during a little
Jeromes.
singing
Little
That
part.
would be so
Tundra.
boring.
With little Jeromes.
Oh, Jerome.
You gotta
With
stay
Tundra on
behind
it.
your drum set. You
That would
can't.
be
That'd be
funny.
awesome. That'd be great.
Just
And
make
this
sure
is
the
Jerome,
crowd
by the
knows
way.
what they're
Tundra
talking
on
about.
it.
The
Oh, my.
crowd,
That
the
way
camera.
everybody
Yeah, we
can
beat him up
enjoy
at
Jerome.
our practice space. He's our little homie here at the practice space. He's been with us the whole every time we've changed practice space, he's come with us.
Mhm.
You're the only one who would remember this. They weren't in the band
That's
yet. But
surprising.
the well, maybe you don't remember it. The dreaded Attic show.
Oh yeah. Well, I think
Worst-
I was the only one here that was there besides you.
Yeah. So I'm sure you remember how we'll have to have an episode talking about the Attic show. We'll probably just dedicate a whole podcast to it because I almost quit the band after that. But everything,
really?
Yeah, everything that could go wrong, that show went wrong. But the one redeeming thing was when we played Undead and people went berserk.
Mhm.
And people were like punching each other and moshing, and there was a circle pit. And I was like,
There were some hardcore moshers at that show. I remember. Yeah.
that was like the one redeeming thing about that show was like we played Undead, and that was awesome.
That was good. I remember that.
I remember at Chains we closed with Undead, and that was Steven's idea.
We had
What
to
made
do-
you
oh, wait, sorry.
want to do that?
I just thought we've just never ended with we end on such a gnarly note that like people are just gonna like people would just remember that like people are just gonna remember like all the energy that they had on their last song was just so gnarly. It is kind of a weirder song to end on though because it kind of just ends right, but live we just kind of did like a drum filler
Trash
thing
can.
and yeah you're
technical
I
with
don't know
ya.
nothing about that.
So we have a thing that we occasionally do just for funsies at the practice space, which is we play the song twice as fast, just for fun. Would you guys ever want to do that at a show?
Yeah,
I'd be
absolutely.
down.
Yeah.
Be
Let's do
hilarious.
it. Yeah.
It's hard to do.
It's already it's already a fast song. We're already. And
I think
we'll
it's
play-
204 beats per minute.
So then
I
we're
think
gonna
it's what
do
the click is.
408 beats per minute, and it's fine. And no,
Be
it's
in a barn. or
it's really
something.
fun because and the song's short, so we're already cutting it in half. And
and
so the song's like a minute and 10
It's like
seconds
30
long.
second
So
cesspool. Oh shoot.
Yeah, I think the problem is like the context of the show because it's such a dumb, goofy thing to do that you have to like know your audience. Because I feel like tonally our music is very dark and serious and moody, and then we do that. So like, so how do you?
We're not very serious.
So I don't know. I don't know how. I think it would be funny if we did it. I don't know what the context is in which we make it work into the rest of our show. That it's like, yeah, I don't regret.
I don't think
doing
it ever
that.
makes sense for us to ever do it. It's just the only time I in my mind the only time that we would ever do that is if there's just a show and just like no one shows up and then we're like, all right, well, let's just mix it up a little bit, like you know, and
Let's
the
get
other
weird with
bands
it.
that are playing are just rocking out and that's it, and then we're just like, all right, this is for you guys.
That checks out.
I don't know if there's any other. It's already a dumb song. It's already fast. I don't really see any time that we actually could realistically play twice as fast.
Well, maybe we do it at our upcoming show. First show of the year is coming up. I'm pretty sure this video is coming out before the show happens. March 15th at the Skate Bar in Kansas City.
Come do it.
It might be the kind of show that Steven's talking about where maybe no one shows up and
Hopefully
maybe it would
not.
be the time to play Undead twice as fast. So if you want to either A, make it so that there's actually people at the show, and or you want to see Undead twice as fast, come to that show. It'll be neat.
Come.
Well, well, I think that's all I had for Undead. Did you guys have any final notes on the song itself, how it is live, maybe something you like that you as the bass player, the guitar player, the drummer, anything that specifically makes it fun or stupid to play? Undead! Yeah, me just yelling Undead.
Gives my hand cramps.
I like doing the ding before the break.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Tundra podcast. That's a little bit about our song Undead. Go check it out. And if you want it with the full context of the record, you can pre-order the record on our Bandcamp and make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to see videos like this early, make sure to join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Tundra Metal Band. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Next episode, we're going to be doing this same thing with Welcome to Hell. Bye.